Hi, Nick Lasoli in the kitchen today. It's the morning and I got my morning coffee and it's quiet around here. Can get some work done. You kind of get a good start to the day. I don't know about you, but I always liked breakfast. And usually that meant some kind of an omelet. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the difference between making an omelet that has lots of protein, fewer calories than the traditional omelet we might have made. I actually did a comparison on MyFitnessPal where I made two different omelets. For the same size omelet, you know, you could have one that's 300 calories, one that's 800 plus calories. 300 calorie one is just as delicious and it has, you know, more protein, less fat. So we've got first the traditional breakfast. You know, I picked the 3-egg omelet, right? You go to a restaurant, that's kind of what they do. Sausage, I like, you know, sausage in my omelet, maybe chopped up, maybe on the side. So that's Jimmy Dean fully cooked original sausage there, and cheese. Whatever kind of cheese, but I just picked sharp cheddar cheese you get at the grocery store. Of course, to put in the pan to get everything all set for the omelet, I picked butter. You could have margarine, you could have something else, but I just picked butter, and they're pretty close in calories. You know, butter's like 100 calories per tablespoon, and the other ones are sometimes 70 or 80, 90. But anyway, I picked this because I used to use this. So I'll get this going and then kind of show you the result. Nobody's ever accused me of being a great chef, so bear with me. Measurement is everything. Remember, when you go back to the thing I always talk about, science and math and knowing, if you're going to use MyFitnessPal and put your calories in, you really need to know how many are going in, even if you put it in MyFitnessPal. And I had to learn early on that I had to do better measuring, which leads to portion control. So here I'm going to sprinkle the cheese on. I mean, I always like cheese on the omelet, so I would just put it on until it kind of covered the omelet. So that omelet, including the butter and all the ingredients that we talked about, is 850 calories. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an omelet with the other ingredients that I normally use and see how we do. So now I'm gonna, instead of spending calories on something to get the pan ready for the omelet, I'm just gonna get something that kind of greases the pan but doesn't give me the calories. So this is 0 calorie. I use this spray butter. It's called, I can't believe it's not butter. I think people have heard about that. I just spray some on the pan. I'm gonna use egg whites instead of the 3 eggs. Reduced fat, sharp cheddar cheese. Instead of 110 calories, 90. Gives it the same flavor to me as far as I could tell. Instead of pork sausage, how about turkey sausage? This is less than half the calories and the same or more amount it's actually more protein than in the pork sausage. The new omelet, the one I've been eating for the last 14 months, or a variation thereof. Okay, so we're ready to go here. I got my stuff sprayed in the pan. Gonna heat it up. I can't overemphasize the importance of knowing how much stuff is going into your body on a daily basis. A cup of black coffee has 10 calories in it. I don't know, and it's 8 ounces, right? So if you're a coffee maniac like me, probably by the end of the morning, probably had the equivalent of 3 8-ounce cups of coffee. It's actually 30 calories, like big deal. You really have to understand that everything is cumulative. Okay, we have the final products. You can see on the plate I put them side by side. This is the big 816 calorie omelet. This is the teeny weeny little 303 calorie omelet. As you can see, actually, they're the same size easily, and this one actually is thicker. You know, again, I'm not saying don't eat eggs or anything like that. I do mix eggs in, but I'll have one egg and some egg whites, or I'll have, you know, 2 eggs and some egg whites, or no eggs and all egg whites, which I'm going to do here. And it's amazingly lower in calories and higher in protein. Let's talk first about a couple of new things we're introducing. I call it science. This is a measuring cup of 2 ounces or a quarter of a cup. It's amazing how much I use this. As you're learning portion control, you actually should measure things. This is, you know, by gram or by ounce. This is, you get one of these scales at a grocery store or somewhere. For instance, when I put the cheese out before, you remember it was on a plate, and it was about what I'd normally sprinkle on the omelet. And when I put it back to measure it, it was over 50 grams. Well, if you look at what's in back on the information about calories, just about doubled what I should have been using for cheese. If I thought, so in other words, I thought I was putting 100 calories worth in, or 110 calories worth in, I was actually putting 200 and something in. Same thing with the butter. I mean, a tablespoon of butter isn't a lot. So if you throw an extra tab in there, you know, I mean, you just put another 100 calories in, because it does get absorbed into the omelet. So you have to count it. So again, knowing, measuring, counting everything. What MyFitnessPal will get you to do, it'll get you to start understanding that in a total day, there's an accumulation of calories. If you save 10 or 20 here for no other reason and you just saved it, like buy that cheese instead of the other one, you'll find out by the end of the day that it allows you to have, just say, an extra power bar or something. I mean, it's really amazing how I've learned over the year, and I'll share all that with you, how to mix and match these things, even make different omelets that taste differently by subbing out different materials, and you're still not doing more than 300 calories or 350 calories for an omelet with lots of protein in it. I mean, you could argue that there's some flavor benefits, you know, from pork sausage versus this, and again, you don't have, you know, you can still use those ingredients, you just have to know how much you're putting in. Those 2 little pork sausages weren't much, so 2 of these are a total of 90 calories. Just to recap, this omelet over here is 303 calories. This one over here is 815 calories. This one actually has more protein. And as you can see, they look about the same in terms of size and quantity of food. So this will help you understand that over time, as you learn the better foods to substitute for the ones you used to, you can still get the same quality and taste that you're looking for, and much less calories and much more protein. Essentially, this omelet is costing me lunch, or breakfast, lunch, and a snack, based on, again, when I get to lunch, and we'll talk about lunch and, you know, the food combinations you could have for that. By the end of the day, I'm getting, you know, maybe 1,800 to 1,900 calories in my body. You know, kind of an average day, I try to make sure I'm managing to it, and I'm probably getting anywhere from between 160 to 190, maybe 200 grams of protein in me. And again, there's carbs in there too. There's probably, every day I'm probably over 100 grams of carbs. So it's really about the food combinations. And by the way, this omelet is just as tasty or more than this one. It just is.